Hey guys, as you can probably tell by my voice and the tone in it, and you can probably see the title, whatever title I'm going to put there. I am here to ask you guys to keep me and my mom in your prayers, your thoughts and your prayers, because this morning our dog of 14 years passed away, and what happened was, well, first of all, it was a natural passing. She passed peacefully here at home. Now, she didn't pass in her sleep or anything like that. What happened was she passed by doing her normal routine. And what her normal routine was is I would get up, at a certain time to get myself ready for work. Because I was scheduled to work today, but because of her passing, I just couldn't go in. But anyway, what happened is normally I would basically wake her up from right there where her bed was, nudge it a little bit, get her up, put her collar on, her flea collar and her regular collar, put it on, and then I would get her up. She would walk down that hall, over here to the kitchen. She walked over here for a bit, but then she walked over to here to the kitchen like she normally would, to go to the outside. So she knew what to do. She knew what to do. And so she went out, and I went out with her, and she went down this way to go to the bathroom. She went number one there, and then she went number two a little over that way. And then what happened, she decided to walk a little bit more afterwards. And she walked, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, she's getting some exercise before I bring her in, right? Well, she walks, and she gets basically to this spot right here. Right here, this spot. And all of a sudden, she starts panting. She starts panting, and I'm thinking, what's wrong? You can't be hot. And I'm also thinking a walk like that couldn't have wore her out that much. So that's when I knew something was wrong. But then all of a sudden, I noticed she was getting wobbly, like her legs were, kind of doing like this. They were getting a little wobbly. And the instant I saw her doing that, along with the panting, I was like, oh no. No, don't you do what I think you're about to do. And unfortunately, she did. She collapsed this way. I grabbed her as quick as I could to try to get her back up. And as best as I could to try to keep her going and bring her up to here, it was no use. She was going limp. She was going limp, and it got to the point that when I picked her up, brought her in, and laid her down on the towel, which we would put down for her to wipe her feet on because we trained her to wipe her feet. Her front feet, that is. That's when I put her down here and tried to get her up, that's when the last bit of life she had was gone. And she passed. And like I said, she was still kind of going barely when I picked her up. But the moment I got her to the cement, onto the porch, she was still okay. She was still, she was still there, but by a thread. And when I got her in here, that's when that thread of life snapped, and she was gone. And it was hard. It was hard for me to go through with that, or to see that happening. It was hard for me to see that happening, if you will. I was just checking my laundry there. Actually, it's my dog's laundry, and I'll explain that in a moment. But it was hard for me. It was hard. Because I've had animals pass that I've known about. Cats, dogs. but I've never had one die on me. And I knew it was because and I know she was old. She was 14, like I said, 78 in dog years. And it was just overwhelming for me to have to deal with that. And what I did is I called my mom. Thankfully, she wasn't that far down the road. So what she did, from what she told me, she pulled over, called her job, said, I'm not going to be able to come in because I think my dog has passed or my dog is dying. Because I called her and I told her that. So she came back, but by the time she came back, she was already gone. Because like I said, the moment I brought her in here, that last string of life was taken. It was gone. So what I did is I ended up calling my job not once but twice to confirm and let them know that I wouldn't be in today. Because today, originally I was supposed to go in at 12:30. Right now, originally, according to the original schedule, I was supposed to be on the bus right now heading for my job. But then a couple of days ago, they asked if I could come in at 9. I said, yeah, do 9 to 4. But I can't do that now. I can't do that today because of what happened, because I knew I'd be a mess. I knew I'd be a mess. And I know some people would say, oh, it would take your mind off it. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't, because I was there when it happened. She basically passed in my arms. You know, what little life she had left passed. And it's just hard. It's just hard to fathom that. But the more I look at the situation, the more I realize my dog would want me to be happy for the life she gave us, for the years she gave us. I mean, I think what makes it hard and makes it emotionally hard for me and my mom, but not as emotionally hard as it was for our cat. Oh, when it came to our cat, I should say, is the fact that she passed here at home. With our cat, we had to put her to sleep because she had cancer. And basically the cancer was eating at her, not just her leg, but eating at her life. So we had no choice but to put her down, put her to sleep, to end her pain. But when I look at the fact that my dog passed the way she did, just like with the bird and the fish before her, and the fish between her and the bird, I should say, between her and the cat, that when an animal passes at home, yes, it's emotionally hard for the owners, because that's a member of your family, those are your babies. But you realize they went peacefully and not suffering. So like I said, just keep me and my mom in your prayers, guys. I just wanted to come on here because if I don't do any videos today, you'll know why.